Daily flash meetings have enabled us at Thales Avionics to build performing teams, to reduce work in progress, and to raise product quality. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to explain you how this happened. First, I'll give you a bit of context. Our team develops the software which is on this equipment. It is the air data and inertial reference system for the Airbus A350 airliner. This equipment here contains embedded software. It is life-critical software, which means that the software that we develop and we put into this equipment, if it fails, we have a crash of the plane. And our team is sized between 20 and 50 people. It depends on the phase in the project. So, this is our project. So, what was our problem? Well, before this project, with the other projects we have run before, we were unsatisfied with the way we were running our weekly project meetings. What exactly was the problem? Well, first we had an issue of duration. 1 hour seemed too long for most of the attendants of the meeting. Let's face it, most of the people just do not like to spend 1 hour sitting in a meeting room. So this means that we're going to be sitting here for 1 hour, and my job is that you do not get bored. Okay? So 1 hour is too long. And then most developers are very reluctant to pause their development tasks for 1 hour. They lose concentration, and they just do not want to stop what they do for a full hour. Long meetings, unfortunately, tend to lack dynamism and efficiency. For example, after half an hour, you lose focus on the highest priorities. People start texting. Of course, you've never seen this, I guess. People start texting. They start doing I don't know what on their computer. Anyway, they're not on the highest priority topics. And this is waste. This is a waste of time. And this is a lack of respect for people's time. The first issue, was an issue of duration. The second issue is an issue of delay. Well, our weekly meetings were very frustrating because we were dealing with problems that could be 1 week old. Okay, a weekly meeting, a problem can be 1 week old. And the information that we were reporting and analyzing to take decisions could be 1 week old. They were out-of-date data. And the impact of my day of work was not obvious. And I couldn't see it tomorrow. I could see it in a week. And this is very frustrating. And this means that we were steering our projects with a 1 week delay. So it's like if I drive a car and I open my eyes for 1 hour every week. And then I close my eyes and I continue driving. It's exactly the same thing. So, these were our issues. Now, what are the impacts of these issues? What does it cost us? On the long term, people felt that these meetings were a loss of time. And so they stopped attending to the meeting. And on the long term, people felt a loss of interest in their project. And on the long term, on even longer term, what we noticed is that as projects went further on, our projects are long, they're at least 4 years. Well, team performance became below expectations. So, the root cause, the number one root cause, well, the first root cause we analyzed is that the periodicity of the meeting is too low. Because it is low, we have accumulation of problems during 7 days, and we have out-of-date data. And we have missed synchronization points. Okay, we don't synchronize during a week. So the problem is that the frequency of the meeting is smaller than the frequency of the problems. The Nyquist-Shannon information theory says that you cannot control something if you see it with a slower frequency. You just cannot control. In more lean terms, what we were doing is that every day we were stockpiling problems to build a 1 week stockpile of problems, and we were processing them once a week. But the real problem is that inside this stockpile, some of the problems need to be assessed today. We cannot wait a week. The second root cause is that the duration of the meeting was too long, at least 1 hour. Focus was not maintained on the highest priorities, and part of the meeting was just waste. The funny thing here is that some people did attend, but they did not participate, because they said, if I participate, the meeting is going to be longer. So, our plan. Our plan has been to lower the duration of the meeting, way under an hour. and to raise the periodicity of the meeting way over a week. So initial situation is this. We have one long meeting every week, and problems come in the middle of two meetings. The target situation is this. We want to do meetings, short meetings, very often, so we can catch the problems when they come. So now this is the do part. We have experienced, since 7 years, 15-minute daily flash meetings. 15 minutes to reduce the duration of the meeting. 15 minutes is way under an hour. You can't get bored in 15 minutes, especially if you're standing. Daily flash meetings to raise the periodicity of the meeting, so way over a week. It's daily. And at the moment, 2 of our teams are practicing this standard. This is the standard of the meeting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe you how, according to this standard, how does this meeting take place. And this standard is 2 weeks old, and we're practicing since 7 years. So first, the kickoff of the meeting. So the meeting takes place at the same place every day at the same time. This is very important. It takes place in what we call the project war room. Every day, there's a rotation among the team members to define who is the daily team leader. Okay? The daily team leader the rotation is on this calendar, which is displayed on this wall right here. So one of the development team is going to see that today it's him who's going to lead the meeting. His mission is to call in the meeting on time and to make sure that all stakeholders are present. Then, what he does is that he organizes the meeting so that all the members of the team are in a semicircle facing all the charts and task boards which are on this wall. Sorry for the picture, but the team members didn't want to get on the picture. And the daily team leader is this person. He is the only one sitting, and he's the only one in front of a computer. This is very important. I'll explain you why later on. Then, the second job of the daily team leader is to report the status of the nightly build. So, when the light is red on the andon, the build is failed. It's a big problem for us. When the light is green on the andon, the build is successful. This is the build machine, and it has the andon on top. And the andon is in the middle of the workspace. And there's more than just a light. There's I get an email, and there's an audio signal too. The nightly build, why is it so important? It's important because it builds all our executable files. It builds the software that goes on the product. It runs all the unit tests. It runs all the customer acceptance tests. It measures the product quality. If the tests are all okay, it will automatically ship the product. And it controls the andon. This is what the build does. For example, this morning, the build is green, as it is 71% of the mornings. If ever the build is failed, then the daily team leader has to organize further analysis or corrective actions to quickly solve this problem. So the team leader gave the status of the build. Then the team works. The team reports the product quality. While they report the product quality, they update. At the same time, they update all the quality charts, which are these, and which are displayed on the left wall that I showed you. I'll explain you after what these metrics are, but while they report the metrics, they update the charts, and if ever a metric is out of range, for example, you see 2 metrics which are out of range, they have a red signal, then we have further analysis or corrective actions. We have to launch them. So what is our product quality metric? It's this chart. In fact, we don't measure product quality, we measure product non-quality. In fact, we will sum all the lines of code which are not covered by tests. So there could be a bug in them. We sum all the warnings in the code and the tests. We sum all the times that the coding standards have not been respected in the code. We sum all the traceability errors, all the complex operations, all the to-do and fix-me tags inside the code. We sum the new tickets to estimate and the open tickets. The value of this non-quality has absolutely no sense. What's important is the trend. If the value goes down, non-quality reduces, so product quality increases. If the trend goes up, non-quality increases, and we have a problem. So we've seen the status of the build, we've seen product quality, and now we're going to run through our development tasks. So the daily leader, he's in front of the computer, and what he sees on the computer and what only he sees is what we call the iteration backlog. It's this file you have here. It's just an Excel spreadsheet. Well, it contains the prioritized lists of all the development tasks to perform within what we call an iteration. It's a 10-day time box. So he's going to run through these tasks by order of priority, and the team is going to answer. What the team is going to do is that when a task is announced, the team members are going to report their status in terms of expenses, progress, estimates, and problems that they have encountered. While the team does this, they will update their work in progress on the task board. And while they do this, the daily team leader will update all the expenses, the estimates, in the iteration backlog. Once the team leader has scanned all the tasks of the iteration, he's going to ask which team members are available. And the available team members are going to pull new development tasks out of the iteration backlog by order of priority. I told you that when we scan through the tasks, people have to report costs, progress, estimates, and problems. Problems can take a lot of time, especially technical issues. So what we do here is that the team leader will invite the people who are arguing on a technical problem to stop their argument and to resume it after the meeting, just among the concerned stakeholders. This is important. And I talked to you about a task board, that we were updating the work in progress on the task board. This is a firmer version of our task board. The task board is deduced from an exercise of value stream mapping. So first we identify all the steps in our process, but this is purely static. Then we make a dynamic view, and every day, in real time, we actualize the work in progress on this task board. So this reveals where is our work in progress inside our value stream. Okay? All the team members have reported their status, and the daily team leader has updated all the status in his backlog file. Well, what the team leader does next is that he's going to report to the team performance. The team performance is reported in terms of cost, progress, and quality. We've already talked about quality. It's done. So he's going to report progress and costs. And all the information comes from what the developers reported just before. While the team leader reports the team performance to the team, well, the team is going to update the performance charts in real time. So you have on the lower line, well, here you have our product quality. On the lower line here, you have the progress charts, and on the upper line, you have the cost charts. I told you I didn't put the defect rate because it doesn't move enough. Okay, we monitor it, we display it, but we can't steer our activities with it because it doesn't move enough. It's 4 defects in 4 years. 28 defects in 4 years, excuse me. So with these performance charts, the team then has to have a look at them and analyze the situation. Every out-of-range data is a problem, and it needs corrective actions. And this is a 5-minute session which happens at the end of the meeting. You have to look at the performance metrics, which are up to date, and you analyze the situation, you detect the problems, and you launch corrective actions. So, this is our standard. This is what we do every morning since 7 years. Now, I'd like to go to the check phase and talk to you about the results we have measured. So first, we have been running these meetings every single morning since 7 years on several teams. That's more than 2,500 flash meetings. 5 teams have run those meetings, and a typical team is 7 members. But we've been up to 50-member teams, which was my team. It was a 50-member cross-functional team, and it was so big that we had to split it into 4 pieces, and each sub-team ran its own flash meeting. I said we had a problem with duration and frequency. So what is the result? Every day we run a meeting of 15 minutes. Well, it's somewhere, in fact, it's somewhere between 15 minutes and 20 minutes. So yes, the duration is smaller than before. However, with 15 minutes per day, it means that we spend 1 hour and a quarter, between 1 hour and a quarter and 1 hour 40 in meeting per week. So the overall time we spend in meeting per week has not been reduced, not at all. However, the time we spent in one meeting has been reduced. And the frequency of the meetings have been increased as we run these meetings every morning since 7 years. I told you that we had a problem of focus during our status meetings. Well, what's really important here is that with a 15-minute meeting, you have to remove all non-value information from the meeting. There are 10 people who have to report 10 people are going to run the standard I showed you in 15 minutes. They aim for 15 minutes. So you have to remove all non-value information. And what is really interesting here is to focus on the highest priority things. What we did is we just shortened the time. When you have little time, you do what is most important. And now, thanks to this short time, we focus on steering. You know, it was updating the tasks. We focus on performance. It was updating the daily performance and taking decisions on this performance. And we spend time on problems as the team members raise the problems which are dealt with just after the meeting. So we put focus back on what was important. Now, fortunately, we have visible team performance. This is very important. Now, the progress, the costs, and the product quality are displayed and up to date on a daily basis. The problems are displayed with the corrective actions or the analysis that are launched. And the team members share a vision, a common vision of what are their tasks and what are their relative priorities. And they have a common vision of their performance in terms of progress, costs, and product quality. The work in progress is finally visible. We see the flow on the task board with the dependencies and the bottlenecks. And what we have managed to do is that now software development is visible. Now we actually see software development. Many times, software developers told us, you can't try to do lean in software because you can't see anything. Well, in fact, you can. You can see progress, you can see costs, you can see problems, you can see product quality. Thanks to this practice, we have reduced work in progress and we have improved product quality. The work in progress has been reduced into two scales. First, the day. It's the rhythm of the meeting. And 10 days, which is our iteration, 10 open days. And product quality is improved as each iteration, and it's visible on our chart. You visibly see that the trend keeps on going down. I don't know if you noticed that on the, I can show you back. This is our quality chart. So the trend goes down regularly, but often it jumps back up. Well, this is a very good thing, is that we have product quality problems, and we correct them. And then we can't detect anything. There's no more problems. So we have to detect a new source of non-quality. And then it jumps back up. And our mission is to bring it down. But once it's down, we don't see anything anymore. So we have to detect a new source of non-quality. And it jumps back up. And our mission is to bring it down. So in fact, we keep on improving the product. We noticed before that the team members were losing their implication in the product, in the project. And now we're very happy to see that the team members attend every day and that they participate. And with the daily team leader rotation, each one is really implicated in the meeting, in making it work and in improving it. The team members are now concerned by progress, costs, and product quality. We can see this because on the charts are updated on the daily basis. The charts, they're not automatic. We did this on purpose. I don't know if you noticed, but the charts, they're all handwritten. In fact, we get all of these numbers automatically, but we just do not want to display them automatically. We want people to put the point day after day so they can feel bad. Well, they can feel bad. They can feel there is a problem if you're out of range, and they can feel happy if they're in range, okay? So they're concerned Because when there's a problem, you can see it here, they comment. They explain why are we out of range. So they're concerned. So now the team members are concerned because all the performance indicators are updated and they are commented. This is very important. So, and we do, what we've noticed is that we do practice continuous improvement on our meeting. Because we have a standard, and because the standard changes, it improves. And as we have a daily rotation of the leader, we have lots of new ideas to improve the standard. We've been running this in 7 years, and the last standard is 2 weeks old. So, these are our results, and now, in the ACT phase, I'd like to explain you what we have learned while analyzing these results. So first, we have learned that when several teams share a common workspace, they need a dedicated war room to perform the flash meetings. Well, as everyone gets to talk, these meetings are pretty noisy, and you need a lot of charts. So you need your own space. We've learned things on the schedule too. The meeting cannot start too early in the morning because the daily leader needs to find the result of the build. He needs to analyze if there's any problem with the build, and he has to propose corrective actions. And all the team members have to collect all of the product quality metrics. All of these metrics come out automatically of the build, but you have to go get them and analyze them. So you need some time before the meeting. And the meeting should not start too late because you have to plan the activities for the day. Okay? Typically, our meeting is going to start between 9 a.m. and 9:45. And this time slot for each team has to be booked in your calendars to avoid any conflict with any other meeting. Everyone has to understand that this time slot is for project steering. We've learned that we cannot use computers in these meetings. Well, only one person can use it. Unfortunately, it's the leader, the daily leader, which is here. Look, our managers gave us a big screen, but we turned it off. Because when we have the screen on, everyone looks at the screen, and everyone is concentrated on filing in the screen, filing in the file, instead of concentrating on what they're doing, on what they are reporting. So what we do now is only the leader has a screen, and everyone is, and the other ones are reporting to each other, and they are showing the work, and they are showing their metrics, and we're working on the work in progress on the task board with things you can touch, you can show. So using a big screen has been a huge failure for us. We turn it off. We have learned that daily flash meetings are a small plan-do-check act. The first thing you do in the morning is that you define the conditions of success for the day. And that is the first step to success. Then what you do is you plan today's task to meet success. That's the planning phase. Then, once the meeting is done, well, you perform today's tasks, the tasks you agreed upon in the meeting, okay? And tomorrow, what you're going to do is that you're going to check performance, and you're going to ask yourself, have I fulfilled success? And then what you're going to do is you're going to, according to this performance, you're going to adapt your behavior to succeed today. In fact, this is PDCA. A daily flash meeting is a little PDCA cycle. We have learned that work in progress you can really reduce work in progress with a daily meeting. In fact, by combining our daily build, remember I showed you the build? With a daily build and a flash meeting, a daily flash meeting, you define a daily cycle within which tasks get done. And this greatly reduces work in progress. We have noticed that, we have learned that it's very important to visualize the impact of a day. This is really important. The great thing is that because I have my performance indicators updated every day, I see problems. If I don't see the problems don't even exist. Okay? So now I get to see them. And if I work hard to solve a problem, on the following day, I'm going to see my performance indicator getting better. And this is great for autonomy and motivation. So the team sees it can make a difference. I think this is a great winning point. The fact of visualizing the impact of your day of work really enforces autonomy and motivation for the team. We have learned, thanks to these meetings, to steer our projects very differently. Initially, we used the unique burn-down chart, iteration burn-down chart of Scrum, which is great, but it's not enough, we learned. What this performance chart does is that it puts focus on the termination of activities within a milestone. On this axis here, you have the milestone in days. On this axis here, you have all the work to do. And so it defines an ideal line of progress. If you're above the line, you're late. If you're under the line, you're early. So this is great. This is the basic tool in Scrum for the work in the iteration. However, this doesn't talk at all about costs, and it doesn't talk at all about product quality. It doesn't assess these performance metrics. So, and more, even more, this burn-down chart, which shows the completion of work within a milestone, will tell you if there's a problem. If you're above the line, like you're late. But it just tells you you're late. It doesn't tell you why you're late. So you can't steer your activities with it. You just know you're late, but it doesn't help you solve the problem. So what we've done is that we've decided to monitor product quality. I already showed you how we do it on a daily basis. And then this is how we manage costs. So this is the classical burn-down chart, which shows completion of work within a milestone. And we added another burn-down chart, which is the completion of work within the allocated budget. So if we are over the curb, over the line, then we overspend for a task. If we are under the line, then we underspend. We undercost for the tasks. So now we have a focus on progress, we have a focus on costs, and we have a focus on product quality. I already showed you the graphic. So this will just tell me if I have a problem, and if the problem concerns quality, or cost, or progress. But it still will not tell me what is my problem. So what we've done is that we've taken this pattern for every feature we have to do within our iteration. So here you have the general charts. So this is for the full scope of the team within 10 days. So you have progress and costs. So look, the iteration went pretty well. Yeah. And now we have the same curve, the same charts for every feature we developed within this iteration. We have progress and costs for each feature. And look at this task. It was late during half of the iteration, but it was counterbalanced by another task which was early. So overall, everything's okay. However, there was a problem. And not seeing it meant we would have missed an opportunity to improve something. So by taking these charts and by running them for the features inside the iteration, we now see which feature inside the iteration is having a problem. It helps us concentrate on where the problem comes from. And with these charts, we can now steer our projects on hard facts. We have learned also that Flash meetings are a great framework for learning. So first, even more than learning, it's a great framework for developing skills. It's great to learn how to lead meetings. You remember we have a rotation on the daily leader, and he has a standard, and he has to challenge the standard. So everyone gets to learn meetings, gets to learn how to lead meetings. Everyone gets to learn how to organize self-directed work with pull systems, such as prioritized lists and task boards. And self-directed work with pull systems is very important to develop autonomy. Thanks to Flash meetings, everyone gets to learn how to identify and solve problems. And problem solving is a great way of developing skills. With the Flash meetings, everyone gets to learn how to steer activities using hard facts. And thanks to Flash meetings, everyone shares knowledge at least once per day. And what we've learned is that the Flash meetings are a great way to learn continuous improvement, because the daily Flash meeting is a short activity we run every day, and it has a standard. So it's a great exercise to learn continuous improvement. It's a great case study, and everyone is involved in this continuous improvement. And the know-how is then used for other problems. So if I get the so what question of Dan, I'm going to quote him. The lasting value is the capability to solve the next set of problems. Well, this is it. With the flash meeting, we try to learn continuous improvement to people so they understand it, and so they can run it on other problems. It's a laboratory to learn continuous improvement. Oh yeah, and why do we rotate among the team members? So what? Well, the answer would be because success is judged by the ability of the team to sustain and improve after you leave. So we try to develop leaders. I quoted you twice. However, flash meetings really require big discipline. You need discipline because the meeting must occur every day. If you do not run the meeting, then you do not know, the team does not know what to do today. Okay? The team has to run its meeting. You have to respect the very tight time schedule. We aim for 15 minutes, we authorize 20 minutes and no more, because after one meeting, another team runs another meeting. And after that meeting, another team runs another meeting. And everything has to fit between 9 and 10. And it demands lots of discipline for each stakeholder participating to the meeting, because you have to focus on the relevant information. If I speak 15 minutes, no one else is going to speak. Okay? So it really demands a lot of discipline. And last, but really not least, we really believe that the daily flash meetings create a framework within which the team is going to share goals, it's going to share responsibility, and it's going to share success. And within this framework, the team develops skills and autonomy. And we believe that this is a framework which develops respect for people, for their work, and for their time. And I'm done. Thank you.